Well, they have certainly given it a lot of the right kind of thought. And they've given us something to
We all set?
improve.
All right, the time is 6:47. I'd like to call the public hearing of the Tilton Planning Board on Tuesday, April 9th, 2013. We're starting off a couple minutes late, and we wish to apologize to the members of the audience for delaying you. First on the agenda is continuation of Planning Board case 2013-02, site plan review for indoor turf field at 100 Autumn Drive, Tilton, New Hampshire, in the Rural Agricultural District, tax map R6/10-2. And I am going to remove myself from the table for this hearing and turn this over to the vice chairman. And I will take my seat. I'm going to recuse myself from this portion and take a seat out in the audience. And I'll turn it over to Jean.
And I'm going to continue to sit where I am if no one objects to that.
That's fine.
I think
This is where the chairman used to sit anyway.
You do, always sit right there.
Chairman might sit
I'll sit next to you.
Yeah,
Sarah? Okay, I noticed that after our meeting, you've made some changes, so if you would like to address us on that, that would...
The addresses on the times? Sure.
Yes.
You guys all got a sheet?
Yes, we do.
Well, just after the last meeting and meeting with the board, listening to people in the audience, talking to the neighbors, we had hours that were extended, and some people wanted to lower, and we came back at a 9 o'clock close time. And I think at that time the board seemed okay and reasonable with it, and went and talked to all the neighbors, and they seemed okay with it also. And if you just go through it, we basically just explains how the hours will work, and then on the back side, just a typical night, how the field, the place will be used. By about 4 or 5 games a night. Yeah.
But it's a typical evening weekday.
Weekday, correct.
There would be a typical plan for a Saturday, Sunday.
Pretty much the same type of hours on the hours.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, to look at a Tuesday and consider the Sunday, that was what was brought to us before, was
Right.
the late night, the weekend
Right.
times.
Right.
You're gonna stick with the same basic scheduling
Pretty much.
idea for Saturday, Sunday.
The Saturdays and Sundays would probably start at 8 to
What do we got here?
right, like on the front, Monday through Saturday,
Yeah.
at 8 to 9. Then I'll go to 9, and then Sunday I curved it back to 7,
Okay.
because it was just earlier. I don't think anybody's gonna be out there. I don't wanna be out there that late on a Sunday. I get kids, I gotta get them back. And most parents don't.
That was the concern, you had 11 o'clock, I believe.
We did, that's right, we talked about that, and these hours would work, if it's acceptable.
Now, you say you talked to the neighbors, and this kind of, sorry to say, a vague statement.
Oh, just wanted to see if it was okay with them.
Yeah.
There's only a couple in the neighborhood anyways.
And how many
And,
from the neighborhood came tonight?
yes,
I think I'm the only neighbor.
And you were here last week.
You are.
Yeah. I live directly across the street, and as I stated 2 weeks ago, I had no problems with the unit going in. The only complaint I had, or the concern I had, was the hours. And he has scaled those back to, in my opinion, a very acceptable.
I wanted to give you a chance for just one.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Here we have in front of us too a traffic study. It was from 2 to 8, it was from the 2nd to the 8th.
Yes, I had a phone conversation with the chief, just so everyone knows. They had a little problem with the unit. Right in the beginning, they'd taken it out there and it wasn't working, so they brought it back, fixed it, and then put it back out there, so that's why we don't have a full 10 days. Do we have a bigger plan of this site?
No, that's a, oh, unless you go into the, when it was done at the Granite Media
This is-
Center.
Do we have I just wanted to see something that had the parking marked on it.
That should be in there, I think, isn't it?
We do.
But I didn't see any parking on here.
We did it some last
They showed the
Yeah,
warehouse.
it's
Showed the warehouse.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had something that showed the parking on it.
No, we had it.
No, we over there.
I know we did, but it's not part of this, that's why.
It's not very clear.
Oh, in between,
But
okay.
it's here. Here's the drive.
Yeah, I know.
Here's the two parking lots.
Yeah. Oh, here, you have this in
Oh, you
there.
haven't even done it.
All right, I found it.
Yeah, okay, you found it, she found it. It's in there.
I just, yeah, I just wanted to.
At the very beginning of the hearing, it's 240 feet.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I received this email from the chief. It just says, "Hi Sandy, I dropped off the first report with Catherine at Town Hall for Autumn Drive, which is northbound traffic, for 1 week. We brought the trailer in and charged it, and Tim asked if I could put it on Lancaster Hill Road next, getting the traffic going uphill. I think it will be going out there tomorrow, but if you need it back on Autumn, let me know." You can take the northbound traffic on Autumn and probably double it to account for the southbound traffic in the neighborhood like that, where most of the traffic there is residents of Tilton and Samerton, who live up there for the most part. Also, I did look at their parking lot, and it may need to be expanded to accommodate the numbers of vehicles that could potentially be there as one game ends and the second one starts. And then it's signed, Bob, Chief. So anyway, I will give this to Gus to put in the file. I just got the email, so. As I was looking at your parking plan here, now you're saying about 20 in, 20 out, and there's gonna be a period where your 20 are there and 20 more are gonna be parking as the other
The
people.
turnover, sure.
Yes.
Right.
So, and all these parking spots are already there?
They will be there.
They will be there?
They will absolutely be
Yeah.
there. I've got some, just some sealing to do out there, and then I got bone storage out there right now, and as soon as that comes out, you know, I don't wanna interrupt it and wreck it, so.
So
Once
you
it warms
have
up.
about what? Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 14, 15.
I think there's 75 total.
I thought it was written on there, wasn't it?
It is somewhere, I remember.
Yeah, on the front page, I think. Well, then I guess that's what he was, when he was looking, you
Yeah.
don't have the parking shown on the site yet.
That's right, and actually right up in here,
Yeah.
if it needs more, I got it right there. It's more of a gravel, dirt gravel parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I did go up there and I got out of the car and looked, but I didn't walk onto your site.
Oh, okay.
You know, I just looked to see where things were. So I didn't, and I think that's what he did, he
Yeah.
didn't see parking lots
Yeah,
per se.
that's already been scheduled to be put in.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that answers that question.
All right, are there any more questions on from the planning board? Comments?
I have one question.
Yes.
I raised it last week. Did anybody beside me see the model of the old man that's on their property?
Yep.
Yep.
It's very interesting.
Dimensions of these.
We actually get lots of sightseers to see it. There's a state rep who brings people up all the time.
Bill?
Yeah, I think
Bill Toby?
no, a state rep from down, he's down Manchester way.
Oh,
Remember the gentleman who's come up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
and it's been featured on television.
all right, if there's no more comments or questions from the planning board, I'm gonna open it to the public. And I think the public has already spoken, but would you like to add anything? Yes, Bill.
I had a conversation with Chief Cormier this morning, and, he's very concerned about the parking lot. And because parking on the road is just not an option there, there aren't any shoulders, it's a narrow road, in the winter it'd be disastrous. I question this handwritten rendition of what the parking might look like, and that what sizes are these parking spaces? There's no dimensions on the parking lot to determine if there is enough alleyway space for cars to maneuver in and out of there. There's one handicap space that I
Bizarre one.
don't think is regulation.
Oh, no, it isn't.
So I question the number of spaces. I also have some concerns if they're going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning looking at the traffic study. The traffic really doesn't pick up until 9 o'clock. And I believe the school bus is going through that area right around 8 o'clock, picking up, because I know it stops at my house around 8:20, and I'm the last stop. It's either 8:15 or 8:20. So I would suggest a 9 o'clock opening. The concern is the intersection of Grange and Autumn and Lancaster. The increased traffic, the speed at which they travel up Lancaster, hence the reason why the trail is going on Lancaster. When cars leave Route 3 at Shalimar, they're traveling at a great rate of speed
Well, that's-
up through there until they get to the top of the road.
That's very reflective in here, it's what, it's striking.
Right, and this is just Autumn Drive. When you have a straight shot that's, it's almost a mile long, and everybody who uses the road knows you've got to traverse up the hill. There's huge speed there. This traffic that's going to be introduced there is going to be a detriment to that road and the community. But, I have concerns about these spaces actually fitting in here, and there's nothing on here that tells us that they will. This is just a freehand drawing without dimensions, or adequate dimensions.
Those are actual size for the scale of the print. They're 8.5 by 22 lengthwise, for a standard sized truck, could fit in there.
Did we had in our parking ordinance?
Hmm?
Is that what we had in our parking ordinance, the size?
Do you guys have a picture of when we had the fire convention up there? I had over 150 cars up there.
Yeah.
Now, they regulated that parking lot that night. They had at least 5 fire trucks, 4 EMT ambulance, and at least another 100 cars, easily. No one, including the fire chief from the town, had any problem with it whatsoever. You can take a look at that picture. I mean, that just shows it right there. And they were clearly pulling in, turning around, no problem whatsoever. And there's no way there's gonna be any cars out in that street. The parking lot can certainly sufficiently handle 40, 50 cars without a question.
I think basically the situation we're in is that this is to scale,
Yes.
but nothing says what the scale is here. And so we can't verify with.
I can have.
We guess it looks like it's all right, but we don't know.
Yeah.
And the scale should be on here, and this should be done accurately enough so that you can put your finger on it and say, it's here,
Sure.
and it is to scale.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed since it was approved for the warehouse, though,
Yeah,
right?
when it was approved.
Yeah.
I would like to point out too that we had a series of times when FEMA rented the building to deal with the tornado. We had each day over 45 personnel there during work hours, which for them was basically 8 to 4, and there were people there later, and there were relief trucks coming in and everything. We had no problems. It was well handled and well managed. I think the other piece about starting at 8 o'clock, the reality of it is that if there are cars coming at 8 o'clock, particularly school children, it's most likely that school is not in session. There wouldn't be any reason for them to be coming for a practice or a game at 8 in the morning on a day where there's school. And in reality too, although there might be some special events, they're gonna be very, very limited and not to the size or scale. At most, maybe 25 cars if there's a small corporate meeting there or something. And the other thing to point out, Mr. Callahan has always kept that property well cleared of snow all around the perimeter and the investment. And I mean, the fire department will speak to that. They've used the building many, many times for drills. And SWAT teams, I believe, too.
I mean, any other comment?
I have a comment. I'm just doing some quick math here, that on this traffic study, the posted speed limit is listed as 30 miles per hour, but that road is actually a 35 mile per hour posted road. So that would skew some of the speed statistics for that road. It's posted on both ends of the road at 35 miles per hour.
Yeah, but you still have a great percent over 40 and 50, so that would be a concern, I would think. It's not really the concern for this. It's not, that's not a site plan issue, but I think it's something the police should probably take a look at. All right, are there any other comments from the public? I'm gonna close it to the public. How does everybody feel that the address the issues that we had last meeting? Sufficient.
I personally feel that he has addressed the issues, and in an effort to keep, to work with his neighbors and with the town, he has reduced his hours till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 7 p.m. on Sunday.
I concur with that.
I do, I also do, and I also think there's a good history of parking usage on that.
Yes.
I don't have a concern here that it will be abused with this.
No, I don't think it's gonna be abused at all.
I don't have an issue with that.
No, no.
Is it too late to add just one comment about the traffic and the movement of vehicles? Bob and I, we failed to mention it earlier, that we thought it would be prudent for us to have an education type of a program in the, we generally, when you sign up to be on a sports team, you have a code of conduct that you're expected to adhere to on the field, off the field, and so forth. And what we were talking about doing was putting an addition to that and addressing the coming and going of vehicles, not only in the parking lot, but up and down the two roads that they need to get back to the highway. Because, you know, and I respect her concerns with traffic, we all have concerns with it. And we're dealing with kids, we're dealing with neighbors, you know, we're dealing with dogs and all these things. And so I thought that was something that Bob was further willing to go for and say, let's just make sure everybody that comes there realizes this is a neighborhood, his family's here, We're not going down Industrial Drive, we're going up Autumn Drive, so. And we just failed to mention that earlier, and I thought it'd be important, so it's worthy of bringing it up.
Once they make the opening.
And I appreciate the fact that you've been very cognizant of the fact that it is a residential area,
Oh, yeah.
and that you have neighbors and your attempt to be a good neighbor. Thank you.
Potentially, those are clients, I mean, you know?
No, I'm all set.
All right, then I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we accept their proposal with one or two exceptions. We should have the a to-scale drawing that we can look at and verify. The
To scale drawing.
you have those. So I'll make the proposal and I'll let you fill in the.
Okay, may I add some conditions?
Hmm?
Conditions of approval.
Yes.
Compliance with state fire codes, submit a drawing to scale showing the parking lot. No parking allowed on Autumn Drive. Compliance with the Tilton signage regulations. And hours of operation to be Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. as submitted by the property owner.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And abstained?
No, you're recused.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
recused.
You're
recused.
recused.
That was your opportunity.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good luck.
We
Will
have,
you
we
teach
have
me
our
to
own
play soccer
cemetery,
next
so.
We're gonna have the board, we have Catherine out there coming.
Oh, my free-ranging
Oh,
goats.
Catherine, play? You gonna play soccer,
Oh, of
Catherine?
course, I got pigs and chickens and rabbits
We'll sneak
and
together
horses.
in after hours.
We have to post that as a meeting.
I'm voting for indoor driving around.
I won't say anything.
What?
I'm voting for indoor driving
It is
around.
because he's gone.
Patrick's Pub,
I used to leave all
Guilford,
the lights
I
on
know,
for
if you look at
him,
the-
because he can't reach them.
430th
That's what people would say,
section.
hey, your house is lit up, well, you can't.
No, I know we did.
They're
Can't read.
making that kind of an elitist
For,
group.
yeah, for about a section of membership.
I think they're trying to attract a
It's in
certain
the cemetery,
client.
so I just can't get it at night.
They used to go to, Fun Spot all the time.
Oh, we have the room upstairs to do that.
You may get that up there.
And here's his, I don't know.
No, I didn't. Thank you.
Do you need a copy of the,
Yeah, you just go up and swing them. Yeah.
and I'll give you
For the
the
tour.
if you want.
Well,
Thanks again.
Hang on, I'll go get it.
no, it's fine, I got
Yeah.
it.
Thank you on behalf of all the parents who don't
Hours of operation, hours of operation.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I'd love to see some more reports about traffic and the speeds in certain zones.
This is very scary.
Go ahead.
Speed.
The speeds that they're going.
And that's a silly back road.
Oh, I know.
It usually is used as short as
Well, the day I went up
But
there,
not all.
I'm not off on Friday this week. We don't
Yeah,
have to
sure.
I'm off on- I'm not off on
the
Friday
day I
this week.
went
I'm off
up
on
there
Thursday.
to see if the
I'll get it,
machine
I'll
was
get
out
that.
yet.
But I mean, I can come in for.
I'm going along and I was doing 30 miles an hour and this
email
car
you if I
went
get it. I can get it
tearing
done
by me
tomorrow,
like I might
actually.
as well have been sitting on the side of the road.
We'll stop
No,
also
but I'll
slow.
have it done
I
tomorrow,
know.
Thursday. Thursday,
If it's
come in
Karen and I
Thursday.
go
Yeah,
over
no, it's-
there, check it out, you wanna see where.
Around
it
at
was.
lunchtime, you know, we can go down to,
Well, no, I'm going
See,
to,
okay, I
I'm going to
wasn't
Nashville
watching my
this
speed,
week.
it probably wasn't 30 miles an
Yeah,
hour, but
I mean, I can come in for it in the morning if you're here. at 8:30.
Yeah, some of these are pretty scary.
well, I'll make
sorry,
it,
sorry.
no, I'll be here on time. I'll be here
Well,
at
that could
8:15
be-
if you need to. What time you have to
74
get up to?
cars, 40 plus miles an hour.
Friday's a
Yeah,
light
that's
day
just
for me.
messing with the sign, seeing.
It's actually
to
a
see
work
what
as
they
little
can
as
do.
possible.
Yeah, seeing if they
Okay,
make
now
a
we get into
flash.
the minutes, and it's back to
Well,
Eric
that's
is.
stupid, but the teenagers,
It's
okay.
teenagers,
Yep.
Not like you though.
ever.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, you better get a grip on this meeting.
All right. Bring it back. Other business,
We got our minutes.
approval of the March 26, 2013 minutes. Anyone has any?
I'd like to make a motion to bring the minutes of March 26, 2013 to the floor for discussion and ultimate approval.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Well, we did discuss some things. We want to
Are you
recognize
in
that we
favor or
did.
opposed?
Hmm?
Are you in favor
Are
or
you in
opposed?
favor or opposed?
That was the question.
I'm taking exception. I'm making sure that the motion is understood. Okay, and the motion was made to simply approve. And
No,
no.
just bring
Bring
it
them
to
to
the
the
floor.
floor.
Bring
Bring
it
it
to the floor.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
And,
Open
So you
it for
good with that?
discussion.
and we've already talked about the thing that anybody was concerned about, and that was the fact that Mr. Pyra abstained. It says Mr. Pyra abstained from the thing, and that wasn't really so.
Okay, yeah.
That,
The first copy doesn't have any.
and
Well, I have
that's
it
right.
here, yeah.
The second one, the
recusing.
only thing that I changed with the one that she corrected was, the chairman explained to Mrs. Plessner that Mr. Pyra stated, and I changed it a little bit, he would recuse himself from voting on this case. Because it says he would be recusing
Oh,
from the
and-
vote.
Yeah, I mean, there's some.
Yeah, I
had
put
it
that
the other
in
way
quick,
around.
yes.
Right.
I put that in quick yesterday after
Yeah.
re-listening to the tape again.
Yeah.
And he would
Yeah,
he
recuse.
would
Either
recuse himself.
Recuse himself
Say
or be
that he
recusing
would-
himself.
Right,
whatever.
yeah, either way, it doesn't, I don't really care, but it just sounded kind of,
Yeah, it would,
thinking
it
the way it
does.
was. Yeah, a little bit. A little hokey.
Okay,
CIS and Gallinavia's.
and I'm gonna change the other one on the other side from abstained to recused from the vote,
Okay,
okay?
yep. Yeah, just,
Oh, don't we?
I know it's abstaining, just say Mr. Pyra had recused himself.
Anyone have any other comments?
Okay, we done.
No,
I
I
make a-
I had a couple.
Is there another question here on page one?
Okay.
Chairman always say the traffic count you presented, comma, you did not do a count on Sunday. It doesn't seem
No,
complete
no.
there. And, you know, question the traffic count you presented, not stated the traffic count you presented,
Okay.
Stated the traffic count you presented.
should be
you did
questioned.
Was it incomplete, maybe?
Well, she questioned the traffic count presented,
not- Yeah,
not, she stated the traffic count.
Oh, she
presented.
questioned.
question
She
the
questioned
traffic
it.
count
Right.
presented, as he had not done a count on Sunday or something like that.
Chairman Alden questioned the traffic count presented, not cross out you.
Yeah,
Yeah. As it
Account, since it did not include a count on Sunday.
Right.
And the chairman opened the meeting to public input.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a meeting,
oh, open,
opened the meeting.
yeah.
And then very first sentence on the
Thought.
second page. He has some concerns that the field will be open until 11 p.m.
Yeah, that's,
The very first
But he-
sentence.
right.
and they've come in with a.
Scott Carson states he lives across the street and thinks the indoor turf field is a great idea, but has
Some concerns with the field being open until 11 p.m.
Being, oh, being.
Opened,
Yeah.
Oh, being and opened, okay,
With the field being open
Yeah.
until 11 p.m.
okay,
yeah,
yeah, you're right.
till 11 p.m. Oh, I thought they handled it very well. They brought it up a couple hours.
Yeah, I think they were very, very cognizant of what was
Yeah.
going on, what we were
Yeah,
asking.
he was shooting for the moon for
Yeah.
that Sunday, but there's no reason for an 11 o'clock on a
Not
Sunday.
when you're doing kids.
No, it's not
But
gonna
kids,
happen.
who's gonna have their kids there at 11 o'clock at night and they gotta get up Monday morning to
Yeah.
go to school?
Especially the younger set.
Well, that wasn't really the question. Yeah,
No,
he-
but
he
I'm
was
just-
looking for late night
Oh,
adult
yeah.
type activities, and that just shouldn't happen, especially.
But,
Yeah.
but even so, a lot of adults have to get up Monday morning and go to work, so.
I'm playing in a league starting next week down in Bow, and games are at 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
that
they
hard
are.
on your kids?
Well, it's not for them, it's for me.
Oh.
It's for the adults, it's for me.
Oh, it's for
Is he doing
you.
the triathlon down
Well,
there?
if you go to work the next day tired, who cares?
Yeah.
You want your kids to be.
What are you playing? Soccer?
Soccer, yeah. It's the team that is here, the Winnisquam FC. It's the coach, he got a bunch of parents together, and there's like 15 of us, which is more than a normal team, but because we figure that we're all out of shape, we need some rapid substitutions. But our first game is next Thursday.
Wow.
Not this Thursday, but next Thursday, it's at 9
Maybe we'll
o'clock.
have a planning board quorum there.
You get
Yeah.
early ones. My son doesn't play until like 10:30.
Yeah, down there, like the 18-year-olds can play at 11, they don't sleep.
Yeah,
They don't sleep.
but this one,
What's the next one?
33.
I had one on page 3, it's my page
Oh,
3.
wait, let me go back to page 2 on this one.
Okay, where were we on page?
In the fourth paragraph down, Catherine Dawson stated that both facility plays late at night. Autumn Drive is a residential area, and the hours of operation should be controlled so the residents are not disturbed.
Oh, yeah, it was
Residences-
CS, yeah.
Residents are not disturbed. They're not.
Could be just the residents, if we don't want the houses.
They
Yeah.
didn't get very.
Okay, now you had some on page 3?
I did, it's just a thing that jumped out and kind of bugged me.
Okay.
Under number 3,
Mhm.
the second paragraph, the last sentence says, we really would like a separate space for them to live in.
What?
Wow.
Oh, well, yeah, Mr. Gilman said.
Mr. Gilman,
Mm-hmm.
On
I
the
mean,
second.
Mr. Gilman?
Mr. Gil,
Okay.
it just said we would, yeah, I don't know.
I think he bought the land, or will be
Well,
buying
he
the
got
land
a-
tomorrow.
Hmm?
I think he's buying the land tomorrow, but I'm not positive of that.
yeah, we would really like to have a separate space for them.
Mm.
I guess it's all right for him to want that.
Then my last note was on the last page.
His wife.
It says the board members elect new officers for the coming year. It said the board voted to approve, Eric, or did it, I don't know, it sounded like it should just be the board voted. You need to be changed, I don't know.
Okay, I voted for Eric.
The board voted for all exalted member Eric. I don't know.
The board voted for Eric Pyra
For,
to be chairman and Jane Alden to be vice chair and Elaine Grace to be secretary.
okay.
Yes, that would,
Board voted for. I kind of went and looked at at other years to see how to put that in, so.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just
that, with that addition, I would like to make a proposal that we accept these minutes as corrected.
second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
What about abstentions?
Oh, it's not-
Did the Lakes region
Good job.
accept our offer, our amount?
I do not know.
Email,
Oh,
correspondence.
Just the correspondence.
No.
All right.
I believe, I don't want to say that. I will check on it.
Okay.
I don't want to get myself
All
out of
right.
water.
Moving on to
I'm happy it's come.
correspondence and any other business. Let's see. New Hampshire Planners Association Spring 2013 Professional Development Workshop. Our DBA variance criteria driving you to drink. Let us help. Come discuss variance law with expert panel at LaBelle Winery. Ooh. This fun event will feature a tour of LaBelle Winery's new facility, wine tasting and appetizers, and an informative and lively discussion of New Hampshire variance law. I'm not sure if it's before or after the alcohol.
Yeah.
When? Monday, April 29th, 2013, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Where? LaBelle Winery, 345 State Route 101, Amherst, New Hampshire.
Wow.
Cost, $40 per person, includes a winery tour, wine tasting, appetizers, and professional development. Notice that's the last statement.
Yes.
Will the town pay for that?
Speakers will be Christopher L. Bolt, Esquire, Donahue Tucker, and Sandella.
Yep.
Walter Mitchell, Esquire, Mitchell Municipal Group. Laura Spector Morgan, Esquire, Mitchell Municipal Group. H. Bernard Waugh,
Yes.
W-A-U-G,
Walk.
Junior, Esquire, Gardner, Fulton, and Waugh.
Yep.
J. Whitelaw, or Whitlaw, Esquire, Mitchell Municipal Group.
Sounds like something more for the ZBA.
We can only drive 2 people per car, so.
Well, you know, we could do.
No, I wanna read you something. It says
We
right
don't
here,
Talk.
they're talking about traveling together in a car, and it says, how can we prove that we didn't talk about the case? Meaning if you had a quorum in the car. And it says, you don't have to prove that you didn't. Someone who challenges this action would have to prove that you did.
Which book is that?
This is, if you want, I will leave these books and you know, everything that I've yellowed, she can make copies of so that you all have, because there's a whole section here on just doing site walks. You know, but I mean, it's good because some of this stuff that we talked about earlier, I mean, granted, the absolute most perfect way to do it is if you advertise it as a meeting and you go as a group to the site. But a lot of times that doesn't work out, that I found over the years, because so-and-so doesn't get off until 6:30 and this one has to work this weekend, and so, but we tried to keep it into at least small groups. And that way you had somebody with you in case you were accused of doing anything, you had somebody with you that could say, no, that's not what happened. But, you know, and it does go on to say, it says another frequently used approach is that all the board agrees that each member will visit the site when they have the opportunity. So it does happen. And, you know, the important thing, I guess, that I learned over the years is, other than asking permission to look at the site, you really, you know, one other time I remember we went on a site walk and there were 2 members and myself from the land use. And the owner kept running up to us and, well, what do you think about this? Well, what if I do this? And it's like we just kept saying over and over again, those are your ideas, bring them to the next meeting and give them to the board. You know, I mean, because we can't talk about it.
I think the situation, I think it's good that we go out independently in most cases, because I think we see different things.
Right,
As individuals, I think we all have different concerns,
right.
and by bringing it all to the table when we talk about it, I think it's better than going out as a group where we might not bring those different perspectives.
Right.
But I have to say that I think the situation when we went to the senior center and we had a quorum there.
Yep.
I think it was very important that we were all there that day.
It was.
Because I don't think that issue would have been resolved unless we had been there.
Right.
That's just my,
But
that was
the
my own
good
feeling
thing
about it.
about that was, you know, well, I mean, the way it worked out for the best.
Yes.
And as far as visiting sites, now one thing I can say to you, all the cases where all the boards that I've ever been associated with that visited sites, never was the numbers kept down because they wanted to eliminate 91A. The majority of the time that site visits were done by fewer numbers strictly had to do with everyone's schedules and when they could and could not go. You know, they keep bringing up in here trying to avoid 91A and how you're disenfranchising the public, but I never knew that to be the situation. It was more the fact that, well, I can't go, I work Saturday, I have to go on during the week sometime. And this one, well, I can't go during the week, I work until 7:30 during the week. So, you know, you make it work the best that you can. And, you know, I guess if there's anything to be learned about what happened, that although what you did was done in total innocence, it was not something that you were, but it could be construed that way. You know, and like tonight, if we had turned down his case, not that he would have done it, but it could have been a point of contention. So in the future, it's fine if you want to talk about stuff like that, just make sure you're sitting at this table when you do it. So, but anyway, I will leave this book with her. There's a lot of good stuff in it. She can make copies for everyone. And then that way you'll just have it for your file for future if you have a doubt about something. You know, and these
I
are
just
all
wondered,
done.
can we order that whole, that's all on ethics for planning boards, isn't it?
This is ethics, and actually you do have a copy
Yeah,
of
copies
this.
of something,
Remember
yeah.
this?
Yep.
You were all given this.
Okay, when we got the letter for, all right, you're right,
You know, so all of this is
in there, okay.
in here. It's all, and I know that Gus did take this particular book
Right.
and she made copies of all
Okay.
that. The other one that I have, and I don't know, she might have done this one, because I know I brought all my new books in. And this has a lot of excellent information in it, as far as what I've got marked here. This is disqualification procedures, dual roles of certain land use people, and of course, removal from office if it had to come to that. But this all talks about the procedures and who should and who shouldn't disqualify themselves, and the fact that it's very important that you know, if we're going to talk about it all, that as a board member, I can say to Eric, you had a conversation with him that the rest of the board wasn't privy to. You really should recuse yourself. And Eric can say, I personally don't think I need to. I can sit here and run this case and, you know, keep an open mind about what's going on. I will be happy to share what we talked about, and that way everybody will know what I discussed. And then he can say, well, how does the board feel about it? And the board can take a vote on whether or not he should recuse himself. I'm only using you because of
I
that.
have no problem with
So, but even if the board voted to say, we feel you need to recuse yourself, it is not a mandatory thing, and he can say, I refuse to step down. Now, in that case, the only thing that you have left is you make sure that it goes into the minutes correctly, and if there are any future problems because of that, the board has shown they tried to do the right thing, and the person that you were asking to recuse themselves, it is not a mandatory thing, and he did not do it. Or, in his case, he did it voluntarily, but should that happen, and there's been one other time that there was an individual that was refusing to recuse himself. And it wasn't one of the board members that wanted him to, it was the applicant himself, because they always had fights, constantly. And without using names, I finally just took the individual aside and I said, there is too much between the two of you. I'm not going to allow you to sit there and end up with a lawsuit against the town. And I said, do I have to ask the board to vote on it? And he says, I still don't have to do it. And I said, no, but if the lawsuit comes, they're suing you, not the town. So then he backed off and he sat out in the audience. But sometimes, you know, it depends on, especially if you have an applicant sitting there and they're adamantly opposed to a member on the board for any particular reason. He had genuine reasons to be upset with a member of the board. They fought like cats and dogs, constantly. They were
No,
also
not that one, the
opposed.
other one. No, yeah.
Because this was how I ultimately got him off. I said, you were in the bucket.
Unless you want hot water.
No, I don't want
I haven't seen this board, it's interesting that this is coming up, because I've never seen this board be really anti-anything. I think we've been very fair. I've seen selectmen be very anti, not this planning board.
No, I don't think so either.
And I think that we've all conducted ourselves in a very professional way with some of those.
No,
And the interesting thing is that there have been people, with the ones where there's been some problems in the past with the selectmen entering into what I consider improper conversations with this board, but where that person could have asked any one of us who were involved in that senior center,
Mhm.
could have objected to it, but I don't think that he thought he was being treated unfairly
Right,
by the planning board.
right. No, as far as, I can tell you this much, I'm very proud of all of you. Because I have had a lot of boards in the past, and, it gets very frustrating when you send material out and everybody shows up and nobody knows what is on the agenda because they haven't looked at anything. And we have had boards like that in the past. And it really does make me very proud of all of you. You come, you know what's going to be on the agenda, you're prepared for what's on the agenda, and it's quite obvious by the questions and things that you ask that you have looked at everything. And you've at least looked as far as you need to so that even your questions indicate to me that you have indeed done your research so that you're ready for this case. And sometimes it's very difficult when the board members are sitting there and they don't really know what to say because they didn't do their homework. And I know, there's times when I don't really want to do it either, but, I also don't want to come and sit here and like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. I couldn't do that. But anyway, I think you all have every reason to be proud of yourselves because you're turning this into an excellent board. And I have never seen or heard anything from any of you that would make me think that, woo, that's kind of a personal agenda coming out. I have not seen that. So you ought to be very proud of yourselves, is what I'm saying.
Can I reel it back in?
Yes.
Finish my,
Oh,
Sorry.
yes,
that's right.
deal with the mail then.
that's right. This is Transport New Hampshire, Going Places, Community Conversations. Going Places, what could a balanced transportation system do for New Hampshire? And it's a informational seminar or meeting. There's one in the Lake Region here on April 30th, Tuesday, April 30th, at the Ledges and Taylor Community in Laconia. It's how does the way we get from one place to another affect our health, our environment, and the way our communities feel to those who live and work in them. Transport New Hampshire is an emerging coalition of individuals, businesses, organizations, associations, agencies, and municipalities that promotes a balanced and environmentally sustainable transportation system. So this is like
Okay, when's that? Excuse me, when's that?
Tuesday, April 30th. It's please consider joining us for an opportunity to explore the role of transportation in our lives and our communities in these upcoming regional conversations. There's one in the southeast on May 1st at Dover. Upper Valley, Tuesday, May 7th at the Tilton Library, K-I-L-T-O-N Library in West Lebanon. The Monadnock region on Wednesday, May 8th, and the North Country on Wednesday, May 15th, and it's my birthday. Hint, hint.
How'd you get that in there?
And Merrimack Valley, Thursday, May 16th in Manchester. So you could go all the way home.
What time is it at the Ledges, please?
Did we say the time? That is an excellent question. Oh, here we go. Conversations will be held April 30th and May 16th in 6 locations across the state. Doors will open at 12:30, and the conversation will run from 1 to 4. For more information, you can contact Rebecca Harris.
I can give you a copy if you
Yep.
want it. Anyway,
Excuse me?
I can give you a copy of that if you want.
No
Oh, great,
postcard.
thank you.
Or I can email it to you tomorrow.
From
That'd be
CAI.
great.
Okay.
Thank you,
This is a
guys.
postcard from CAI Technologies, Precision Mapping and Geospatial Solutions. Same company, same name, new name.
They do municipal mapping.
Municipal mapping and utility infrastructure mapping and geographic information systems and customized GIS solutions and web solutions.
Move along, Spot.
What's that?
Move along, Spot.
All right, next one. This is Mountaintop Trail. This is from the State of New Hampshire Department of Transportation. Please to find attached a driveway permit application for Rita E. Kalbach.
Yeah,
Would that be the revised one?
Yeah, that's
Mountaintop Trailers.
that's the application. I
That's the
haven't got the,
application.
yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
got the confirmed one yet, the approval
for the
yet.
people who were here last meeting.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
we use
business Mountaintop Trailers.
It's not-
We have a newsletter from New Hampshire OEP, Floodlines, New Hampshire's Floodplain Management newsletter. spare you the details. And this is another letter from the State of New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services, invitation to New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services Annual Drinking Water Source Protection Conference, May 1st, 2013, in Concord at the Coney Conference Center. And that will run, it's an agenda. It starts at 8:30 in the morning and runs until I don't know. It says 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. lunch. Oh, then there's all these seminars, and it goes until about 4 o'clock. The event fee is $40, includes lunch and refreshments. And that is all the correspondence we have. Under other business, we have request from AutoServe, adding a fitness center for use by employees and customers having work done.
Do customers what?
Wait a second.
What
Ah,
is it?
Customers having work done in their cars, when their car is having the oil change.
Oh,
and
it's
stuff.
like their lunch, where they do lunches, the
Yeah,
fitness,
same
they're
thing.
opening the fitness center.
Get in there and work out.
They put the
This is-
workout room in for themselves, and then they started advertising on the radio that they were allowing their customers
That's
to
not
be.
gonna work.
Hmm?
That's not gonna work.
Why not?
I mean, we have a fitness center for our employees too. We will not open that up to customers. I mean, you've got health issues, you've got, insurance issues, liability issues. That's a can of worms for them to be doing that. Yeah, for employees, it's one thing because it reduces your overall healthcare costs, but
I was gonna say that's.
for them to open up to customers, they're operating a gym and you need the health board involved with that.
Yeah. Well, chances are they would, yeah.
This is describe existing tenant use proposed to be changed, additional fitness center located in an existing building. Will the existing tenant use be eliminated or otherwise changed? No.
It's upstairs of quick,
It's
that quick,
Fitness center,
Yeah,
classes,
that's where it's
equipment.
gonna be.
yeah, there's stairs that go up there.
It will run from 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. 4 people, fitness classes and workout room. Site has been inspected by the fire department and approves the attached. It is,
I mean, it's been
the fire department visited on March 15th.
A lot of dealerships are putting those in for,
I was
No.
surprised, I thought it was for the existing employees, but on
Usually
TV,
is.
on the radio, they do advertise it, and that's when Al said to them, you gotta come in and see if you need a site plan for that. But I don't think it's anything site planned to do.
Of course it is.
Because they're not charging, it's
No, why
not
would
a
they need more
business.
parking?
well, in that case, Catherine needs
It's
to
only if you
visit
bring
them
your
for
car
health.
in and you can
Okay.
use it.
And yeah,
Okay,
that
because
has to-
Catherine Dawson's the one that said that,
Hmm?
they're not charging, so it's not a membership facility, it's not a
But it
business.
becomes public,
Yeah, but
and at
it's,
that point, it becomes a health issue.
okay, so we can have her inspect it.
You absolutely should.
So, yeah, Catherine needs to be the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll send her down there and check,
Okay.
check what.
There's,
Now, you've got sanitary issues, do they have any shower facilities, do they have,
the only thing I could see would be signage issues if they put a sign out there or something like that.
well, they did the same thing with the deli that was only for their customers, they put a sign out there saying, Billy, come join us for our deli, which was not part of the original site plan review.
I thought it was.
No, originally it was for customers only, and then they started putting out in the reader board.
So what are they wanting from us to let them know they can do it, or they have to come in and site plan it, or?
Well, that's what Al told him, he should come in and see if they have to site plan it, but Catherine Dawson, when we were talking about it today, she said, it's not a business, they're not charging, like Planet Fitness or someplace else, they're not charging
Well,
for a membership.
But it's,
So it's
I
their,
think they
so
are
it's-
charging, they're advertising outside, I think they are charging for some of their classes there. I think they, and I'm not sure it's the same gentleman that's doing over at the Pines that's doing there, so I don't remember where he's
No,
charging.
no,
but-
it's a woman that works for them who does run a couple of fitness classes for the people that are there.
Well, maybe if nothing else, we should have them contact the state to find out what, if anything, they need in the way of permits and inspections and stuff like that. Because I could see
Yeah,
where
that's-
if they're going to be allowing a lot of people in there, whether they charge or not, there could be health issues that come up. What do you do if someone comes in, that looks like me right now with a bright red face and says, oh my God, she's got creeping crud, you know, she might.
Well, it was visited by the fire department.
Yeah.
It was been approved for 38 people.
No, that's not
What
what they're
about the
saying,
Board of Health?
sanitary.
Yeah.
This is a health
Yeah,
issue.
the Board of Health.
Right, it's a health issue.
Yeah, so maybe they need to contact the Board of Health
Okay.
to see if they're, you know, if they need, because I don't think any of us really think they need to come back in, but the Board of Health may very well have some conditions that they
Okay.
would put on them.
Then Rich suggested that maybe Catherine Dawson should check it out as the health officer.
The only concern I would have, just off the top of the head, in my head, is signage, making sure they don't put any compliance with the.
I don't-
If you don't,
think
if
they
you
know.
don't put a kibosh on it, quickly control it, then they're gonna end up having a full Gold's Gym in there.
Oh, there might be one coming into town.
Well, maybe with the idea.
What I mean is, they could end up operating,
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
full open to, hey, you had an oil change done a year ago,
There's-
come on,
They
help
could put
yourself.
saunas and hot tubs and everything else in there, and then you have real serious health issues.
Right,
Yeah,
you gotta,
but
Now we
yeah.
have a party, just saying.
But they're gonna have their own damn city if they keep going.
So that's,
You know.
They have something that might be going into the Agway building, that might be a
Yeah.
problem.
mhm.
They do
Well,
have
it's
something
fine, it's a
going.
different situation.
Yeah,
They got a
no,
site
that
plan
will
too.
site plan for that, he knows that.
But for them to do that there, that, that's
I
gotta be.
understand that has been rented.
Has it?
Well,
They
we-
had, I know they had.
we had a chat meeting, and it was brought up, okay.
We are,
Gonna finish the
Finish
correspondence.
the correspondence, okay, that's for the change of
Moving on,
use on
Scott.
that.
Yep.
this is.
We have another
the
one,
fitness-
don't
The next one is,
Whoops, wait a minute, let me flip over here. Whoop.
Well, it might very well be health inspection.
Flip over,
They-
okay.
All set.
you know, we don't know
Mountain Top Trailer has a person who would like to display a cabinet at the office for customers to view instead of his home.
Yeah,
To show cabinet to customers, to display
Cabinets.
during
Custom
the
cabinetry?
evening.
he,
Custom
he-
cabinets.
yeah,
No.
You can't.
yeah, he builds cabinets in his barn. He
No
doesn't
set.
want them in his house.
Yeah, it needs to be site plan.
Auto serve, they're gonna have 25 businesses.
Well, here,
in
I
there,
just
too.
question, it says, describe existing tenant use proposed to be changed, trailers mulch, no change. But didn't we just approve
What's the
this?
date on that?
She just did that yesterday.
Wouldn't this be,
She came in with a
didn't
question, I
we
said,
just
here, fill
approve a
this
car
out.
lot for this?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. But you know, I don't understand. They sell, or I guess they sell the horse trailers.
Yeah.
They sell
Mulch.
mulch material and,
They shouldn't be selling mulch.
No, that's a
Not on
separate
their
business
site
though,
plan.
that's
Landscape.
Mountaintop,
Ties.
Trailer.
that's Mountaintop Trailer.
okay, and then they have the
Railroad
railroad
ties,
ties.
yep.
The mulch
Landscaping.
that's going in there, I think is for the front area.
Yeah, clean.
So they have the railroad ties, they have the horse trailers,
And she's looking to
And used
have
car.
a hot
and
dog
used
cart.
cars.
And she's looking to have a hot dog cart, which is before you people.
But let me ask you a question. I thought when they came in as the car lot. And she was only here,
No, she's rent,
she's only here because she owns the property.
no, she was here to rent the property to have more income from that piece of property besides
she's
her
got-
But
being there.
she's renting the property to the car lot.
Right,
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
right.
I
Now she
thought her
wants to-
Mountaintop Trailer was already an established business.
it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think landscaping is all a part of that business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it has been for some time.
Yes.
They've sold railroad ties there for
Yeah.
eons.
Yeah, they put the ones in my yard.
But what I'm getting at is, where do we say enough's enough? I mean, they're gonna have used cars there now. They need parking for the used cars. They need parking for the horse trailers. They need parking for,
Customers.
the railroad ties for customers, customer parking. And now you're gonna have somebody selling cabinets out of the site?
She said that would be in the
That
evening when other people weren't there.
That
He'd
needs
just
site
be
plan,
down there
she
to
thinks.
display them.
Site plan, that's gonna get, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, where's she gonna park the cars? And, you know, I mean, how much is too much on a site? I guess that's my question.
Well, I could tell her,
Wouldn't you
no,
suggest
unless she
building
wants a
in?
site plan for it, and that costs
Yeah,
money.
why don't you just do that? Just say the board said they didn't think so, said no, because, you know, you need parking for all the different businesses you've got there. And, you know, otherwise she can come in and do a site plan so that we can see what it is she's got in mind.
Yeah, and of course, last time they were here, we did go through where the cars were going to be.
Right.
Well, he was only
And
gonna have
so
like
forth.
13 cars, wasn't he? Is that what he said?
15 maximum,
Well,
and they were, and the location of the cars were about half of it right in the space that they have now dumped all the mulch.
But
But the mulch
the
will get
mulch is-
spread.
to be spread.
Is it to be spread or is
Yeah.
it to be sold?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for
Well-
resale.
There's two piles
Yeah.
of mulch
Is it for
around.
resale is a
Oh,
good point.
yeah, we don't know that.
Right.
We are assuming that it's to be spread around the sign and
Right,
everything, but
but-
we don't know
I
that.
think
If it's
there's
for
a
resale,
very
it's
good
another
chance
issue.
that it's
Yeah.
there for the
I think they
purpose
have-
of resale.
Several uses on that piece of property, and maybe it just needs to come all as one site
I
plan
don't have any
review.
objection to you making money, however it goes, but
Well, now we're
you
getting
can't
back
come
into
in today and
wetlands.
say, we're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
put this here,
They're
and then
talking-
tomorrow put something else
Yeah,
there.
this whole area in the back here, where this line comes along, beyond that is all wetlands.
Wetlands.
So they're kind of restricted as to how far they can do this.
This all goes.
Yeah. So, you know, I
Where's
think
the
I kind of have a
storage?
problem with it because,
They were supposed to move the snow storage because the snow storage they
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
here.
well, like she
And
said,
that's gonna
the
be an issue.
Push it down.
people would be visiting the site to see the cabinets in the evenings when the other businesses are closed and gone.
Can we
how
ever,
does she know that? What if they come during the day?
Because I guess he can't come during the day, the only time he can come is.
He's
in
making
the
cabinets during the day.
can we ever come in for a conceptual versus a full site plan review, or is
I
it?
think it's a site plan.
Yeah,
This is for conceptual review.
Yeah, because where's she gonna put it? First of all, you have to understand, all these businesses they've got on that lot, there's no bathrooms, there's no running water. You know, now she's coming before the Board of Selectmen, she wants to get a vendor's permit to sell hot dogs. You know, I'm not so sure that I'm really wild about that if there's no,
No running
Well,
water?
normally if you
facilities.
sell
What are they
food,
gonna
you
put
have
the carousel
bathroom
off and the road
facilities.
and the Ferris wheel?
Yeah.
Where are they gonna go wash their hands or
Right.
go to the bathroom after they
dealing
eat their
with
hot
The
dog?
hot dog carts have to carry so much water, don't they, Judy? For you-
Depends on how the setup is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, most of the time they have to carry water so you can wash your hands.
So I
Well,
think,
inside for the vendor, but
For
so
the
it's a
vendors,
recommendation
right,
of the
but not
board,
for
that she needs to
people
come in
outside.
for a site plan
Yeah.
review.
Yeah,
I
you need to
think
send her a
so.
letter to do so.
because
Okay.
we're
I will.
questioning whether the, you know, overuse of the property, I guess. is-
So all those in favor of having her come in for a site plan review, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstentions? None?
Refusals.
Recusals?
Refusals.
Refusals? Rescissions? No. So have her come in for a site plan.
Just don't put the other
if she
stuff
wants to
down.
go through it.
Yeah.
Not safe.
Let's see.
And we have another one too, don't we?
No, that's it.
That's it for that.
What about the other one? I
What
thought,
other one?
for downtown,
There's no one runs for downtown.
there wasn't somebody came in that talked to you about whether or not they were going, they could open a business in this,
In
in,
the coffee shop?
yeah,
He's gonna open the deli in the coffee shop and then the, having the
A farmer's market.
farmer's market, else, it was okay. It was retail and he didn't see where he had to come in for a site plan.
I guess, when you say a farmer's market, are we talking very small scale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or are you talking more of a farmer's store?
He's just having, he's gonna have booths. This is just was talking,
I thought you said booze.
no, booths.
Booze on the brain.
He'll have a
I thought
booth
you
like,
said booze.
he's talked to Judy.
Jeez,
He mentioned
Kids still
Judy,
rolling.
Yeah,
that Judy might have one booth where she would sell her bread and her cupcakes.
okay.
And then the next person would sell their maple syrup and their,
It's in the sign.
that kind of, a local,
Where you could go in and buy stuff.
yeah.
But on a small scale, I mean, all I'm thinking about is, you know, like the farmer's market out there, what, we couldn't
No, no,
handle
no.
that traffic.
No, it's not, it's
But
gonna
in
be
that
much
same
smaller than
space,
that.
Right,
the
it's-
cafe
yeah.
space?
Well, just
The
that little
corner
narrow room
Where the,
attached.
internet cafe was.
Yeah,
That's two buildings, like two,
Right, but that's a change of use still. So we were supposed to be made
well-
aware of it. He doesn't need site plan for it,
yeah.
but we discussed before, when there's a change of use in a downtown business, we're to be made aware of the planning board. Not just, oh, Al knows,
Well,
not enough.
Well, I only know because I saw him in Polly's and he
well,
was
it's gonna be
saying that.
basically the same use except for that.
No, an
booth.
internet cafe and a farmer's
Well,
market are
it-
not the same.
Well, it actually was the deli and then she made the internet cafe.
And she had
Because that was there
and she had
before.
retail. And
And
she had
before
retail
that,
sales.
That was
before that, it was a restaurant on one side, a sandwich shop, and then he sold fabric on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah, so it's
And
a
before that, it was a jewelry store and a,
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a lot of things.
Mrs.
That's fun.
Mr. Pettingale's jewelry store, way back.
I mean, I guess, you know, I know what size the other part of that building is, and I mean, there's not a lot of room in there for a whole lot of vendors.
Yeah, it's gonna be on a small scale,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. I'm okay with
Yeah, it's not gonna change anything
Yeah.
downtown.
it. No, it's not gonna change anything, and
It's just the fact before, we were told, we talked as a planning board
Right,
that
we
we
talked
wanted to
about
be
it.
aware so that,
yes,
you know, if
Right.
we're supposed to be helping change the face of downtown, we have to know what the heck's going on down.
right. No, there's no question about
and then
that.
this woman here's moved out. Is anybody looking into that?
What woman?
The woman on the corner that got robbed.
Yeah.
She moved out?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I didn't know
she,
that.
she didn't choose to reopen, she doesn't wanna be there alone.
I can appreciate
I
that.
thought I saw the place
I
open.
fully understand.
I thought I saw the place open the other day.
It would be
She
on the
moved out
weekend.
over the weekend.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow. I saw her moving out. She had like a yard sale.
and the other girl at the other end of town with the signs in the window, she's gone.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
she's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
gone.
Her sign's
She's
still
on-
in the building, but
She's
Yeah.
on, she's on
She's
Northfield,
gonna
on the main drag in
Right,
Northfield
yeah,
now.
I saw her new location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the auction house is doing flea markets on Saturdays.
Ken? Oh, they were doing those when they came in for a site plan. Vera's auction house.
Watson's Market.
Yes.
Cindy and Tony Vera.
Yeah,
That was all part of the
that was
site
all
plan.
part of the site plan.
The only thing we have to watch them for is, you know, like when they came back in conceptually, where they were gonna work on cars.
But he
and they
he
were-
knows, yeah, from
Yeah,
that.
now he
Yeah.
knows.
He
So-
understood that night.
Yeah.
It's just not,
They're actually very nice people.
Yeah, they are.
everybody's nice people, that doesn't mean they
They-
don't have to follow the rules of the
Right.
town.
Well, I know, but sometimes they didn't know the rules.
Right,
And
but sometimes they've been allowed to be overlooked because they're nice people, and that's not okay.
Right,
I
so,
didn't say that it was. I said they still say they're nice people.
no,
And
I
nothing was
think,
overlooked.
but you know, like I always told people that would come in that were very upset, it's like ignorance of the law is no excuse. All you had to do is pick up the phone, call the town hall and say, is this allowed, is that
But they
allowed?
might not know to do that, honestly, some people might not know to do that.
And I don't think that they did. They saw a used car across the street from them
Exactly, and thought,
and why
Good
can't I,
idea.
you know?
Yeah.
And it was literally across the street that it changed.
Wait,
And it was hard for them to understand it.
yeah, I know,
And they're nice people.
yes,
Next on the agenda is the master plan review.
yeah.
I have made changes to the land use part that was recommended last time. I'm still working on some of the parts. I've got the police information for updating the police section of it. I've got the DOT, not the DOT, yeah, DOT for the highway, but I haven't got it all in yet. But I do have the land use part that's done, and that I have here if anybody, I have copies of that one that's been done.
Okay,
I also have the recycling thing that you sent out. I just had a couple comments on it.
Okay.
I don't know if I have that.
It just in the first line, it says more than 4 years ago.
Yep.
And I was just saying, I thought it sounded better if we had the specific year.
I wasn't sure, I knew it was about 4 years, and that's
Yeah.
why I said more than 4 years ago,
Yeah.
because I wasn't sure, and I didn't wanna say 4 years ago and then have the, all these emails come from recycling, we've been doing it for 5, you know, it just, so I just said more than 4 years ago, cause it, you know, that's, I don't have it, I can get an exact time,
I was just, it
Why
was
can we
just,
say approximately 4 years ago?
yeah,
I mean, or, you know, in
Approximately.
late 2009 or in 2000, I don't know, it just sounded more specific. It just seemed,
yeah.
going back over other things, we have a lot of dates.
Well, what I'll do is I'll contact Joe Jessamine and say, when did you guys first form this committee? I need an exact date, and then we'll put the date
Well, I
on.
just thought it sounded better.
Yeah, 1960 we started this.
1492.
And then the other thing, if you just read this last sentence out loud,
Mhm.
I even read it to my wife, and she kinda gave me.
That's why I
It
sent
just
them
says,
out.
it says, they will also continue to promote hazardous waste and spring and fall cleanup days.
Yeah. Oh, promote hazardous waste cleanup, okay, yes.
So I just read that, and she's like, oh, we put a new thing in
Promote
town.
hazardous waste,
So I just,
That'll slow them down a lot of time.
yeah. No. well,
Little green
well,
out there, we don't need any
Yes, we
lighting.
can fix that, and,
I
you
just
know,
said, it was just.
if you'll
a-
fix
and
that, and I'll contact Joe as to when they
Okay.
actually form the committee.
I even read it to my boss at work.
Yeah, and I haven't got
He's
that
like-
in yet, we just got this, so
Okay.
I didn't put that in, but
So I was just,
I should have it all completed next time around, but I was
Okay.
waiting for some information and it got
Alright.
kinda wild in here on Friday.
All right,
We have some cases next time.
so can I make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Yes, ma'am.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Any
Abstentions?
abstentions?
I'd like to recuse myself.
Oh, and listen, one last thing.
Oh, wait,
Wait,
we turn off the.
turn tape,
Wait a minute.
bring dinner.
Um,
Yeah.
Depends if anyone.